Hi, thank you so much for being here. Right now, we're going to do a nice, slow, gentle flow. You don't need much except for your mat. And maybe if you have some kind of a blanket, we will be on hands and knees down. So maybe you want to have a little padding under your knees to make it even more lovey and more gentle. And let's start out today sitting down. And I know a lot of people sitting cross-legged can be really uncomfortable. If you have your blanket, maybe you just roll it up and put it underneath your seat to lift your hips a little bit. And if that is still uncomfortable, then find a chair or you can send your legs out long. Find any way that is sustainable to find a seat, even if you are sitting in a chair. That's so fine. Let's take hands together at the heart, lengthening the crown of your head tall, rooting into your sit bones, using an inhale to find some more length in your spine, holding it for a moment. With an exhale, releasing your breath. You even open your mouth to exhale. Do one more of those. Inhaling, lengthening, lifting, opening. And exhale, releasing out of your mouth. Taking hands down along by your side, fingertips finding the floor. And then with an inhale, let's lengthen your right arm up and towards the sky. So rooting into your right sit bone, right arm is lengthening up, keeping that press into your hip, into your seat, and then tipping over towards the right. Maybe you draw your left shoulder underneath a little bit more to open your right shoulder a little more, leaning and staying long in your neck. Using your next inhale to draw all the way up. Exhale, floating your hand down. We'll inhale your left arm up, finding a lot of length in your side first, and then let's tip over towards the right. Here too, maybe you find that little gentle twist in your upper body to find a bit more space in your chest. Use an inhale to come all the way up, grounding into your seat, sweeping arms up and overhead. Let's interlace the fingers and take the back of your hands to the back of your skull, lifting your elbows wide, inhaling, lifting your chest more, leaning back. With an exhale, rounding your spine, drawing your elbows to wrap around your head. Belly button draws back towards your spine. Inhale, opening and lifting. Exhale, rounding. Last time, let's inhale to lift. And then let's come on to your hands and knees. You've got your blanket right there, great. You can just spread it out. Make sure it's nice and flat and there's no like folds or bumps. And then let's come on to your hands and knees. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Hips right under your knees. We'll go for some sweet cat-cows. So with an inhale, letting your belly draw down towards the floor, rounding your chest, looking up. With an exhale, tucking your chin, drawing your tailbone in, rounding your spine, belly button draws up. Inhale, softening the belly, and spreading your sit bones, spreading your chest forward. Exhale, round. And last time, inhale, opening. Come to a neutral tabletop position, and then let's send your right leg straight back behind you. Maybe you come to the toes, maybe your leg is lifted. What we want is to actually sweep your right foot over your left foot, touching your toes down, and then looking over your left shoulder. Sending your breath along the right side of your body. Loose in your neck, loose in your jaw. Maybe you even have to move your head a little bit to loosen it up, let it go. Coming back through center, taking right knee down. We'll go straight to the other side. So sending your left leg back first, and then sweeping it over, touching toes down and looking over your shoulder. A lot of space on your left side, left hip pressing out to the left. And we'll sweep it back, coming back onto hands and knees. Let's settle your hips down towards your heels, coming into a child's pose. Maybe you keep your legs, your blanket under your knees. Maybe if child's pose is a hard pose for you, you roll up your blanket and put it between your legs so that you're a little bit more supported to just lean back. From here, let's loosen up a lot in your arms. So intentionally placing your arms down in a way that allows your shoulders to be soft, your armpits to be soft. You can stay soft and long in your neck. Hopefully your forehead, your third eye, is finding some connection. And if it's not, maybe you stack your palms to give you that little extra height you need to find connection. Let's use 1 or 2 more breaths. Slow, steady breath, sending your breath across your back. Sending the hands long, drawing yourself up onto hands and knees. Moving your blanket out of the way. Let's walk the hands so they're palms length in front of where they were. And then checking out your hands, spreading your fingers wide, pressing into all of your fingertips. We'll tuck the toes really slowly, really juicy. Start to lift yourself up into a downward dog. When you get into downward dog, taking some organic movement there. So maybe it's bending one knee and the other. Maybe it's lifting one hip and the other. Listening to your body and just bringing in whatever kind of sweet, supportive movements that you can. Or maybe the most supportive thing you can do in this space is to just be still. Keep your heels high, keep your knees bent a lot. If that feels better, staying with length and traction through your spine. Just 1 more breath. And then we'll flow forward, coming into a plank pose. We won't stay here long. Just taking 1 breath in, and then we'll release the knees to the floor. Elbows wrap so that the crease of your elbows is parallel with the front of your mat. And then slowly, nice and strong, let's lower all the way to the floor. Once you come all the way to the floor, we'll roll your shoulders up, back, and down, lifting your chest, lifting your heart. Gentle press into your palm, a lot of length in your neck. Let's take the toes to touch and the heels to fall out to the side. Softening as you can in your upper legs and your glutes, using just your back. We'll take 1 more breath. And then let's lower all the way down. Maybe you make a pillow for your face. Maybe you bend your knees and take a gentle wipe of your knees from side to side. Send the legs long. Again, sweeping hands underneath the shoulders and pressing yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes and press yourself back into a downward dog. From here, really nice and slowly, let's walk feet forward to the hands to take a forward fold at the front of your mat. Knees stay really, really bent. Give yourself a little shake of your head, no, and a little shake, yes. Let's root into your heels and start to really slowly lifting from your belly button. Roll yourself all the way up to stand. Once you've come to stand, you can roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And roll the shoulders forward a couple of times. Loosening up your shoulders, staying soft and loose in your knees. Let's use an inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead. We'll catch your left wrist with your right hand and start to lean over towards the right. Sorry, you can't actually see my hands, but hopefully you get the idea. But maybe you stay right here, or maybe you also take your left foot and step it across and behind, and then leaning your heel down towards the floor. Find a really big opening across your whole left side, sending your breath there. Big open breaths. Drawing up through center. Let's take the other side. So catching right wrist in your left hand. First leaning over towards the left. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you step your foot across and back and lean back and over. Drawing back up to center, sweeping the arms down. Step the feet out really wide. Staying soft in your knees, rooting into your heels. Finding length and height in your spine, reaching arms up and overhead. Keeping that bend in your knees, gently fold forward. I'm going to turn to the side. And let your head be weighted, let your neck be long, let your shoulders also have some weight in them, hinging at your hips, long and heavy in your spine, soft in your knees. Let's use an inhale to draw halfway up, finding a flat back. And let's use an exhale to fold. Again, using an inhale to draw halfway up. This time taking your left fingertips right in front of your face. Maybe you've got some books or a block or something to give you a little bit more height if you feel like you're really falling forward here. And once you find that length in your spine, find that height, let's draw your right arm up, taking a twist to the right. Long neck, flat back. Rooting into both feet equally. Left shoulder drawing underneath you. Right shoulder drawing back. Exhale to fold. We'll go straight to the other side. I'm going to turn, so I'm going to put my back to you. So on your right fingertips, left arm peels open, and you'll feel that you kind of want to start leaning over towards the left. Let's get even in your legs. Torso stays right over your arm. Right shoulder draws underneath you. Left shoulder draws back. And fold. Knees bent, dangly and loose in your spine. Maybe it could feel good to even take a little sway side to side. Rooting firmly into your heels. Start to slowly draw yourself all the way up to stand. We'll turn your toes to the left and turn your whole torso to the left, spinning off of your right heel. So coming into a lunge. From here, finding your blanket so it can come right underneath where your knee is going to come down. And let's make sure again that our blankets are nice and flat without any kind of bumps or folds under where you're grounding. Bending a lot into your front knee, but you do want the knee pretty much right over the ankle. You don't want your knee coming too much far forward of your ankle. From here, maybe you stay on your fingertips, or maybe you kind of bend your elbows and draw in more. What we really want is a stretch in your left hamstring, that big muscle right at the back, right underneath your seat, back of your leg. And slowly walk the hands back, drawing toes towards the face, drawing your torso down towards your knee. And this can be a really hard position to balance in. So maybe you can again find some kind of blocks or pillows or something to have on either side of your hand to help here in maintaining your balance. Long neck, steady breath. Walking hands forward again. Slide your heel back a little bit so your hands are forward of your foot. Tucking your back toes, let's straighten up both legs. Getting long and dangly again in your upper body. Softening as much as you can in your face and your neck. And then again here, maybe your knee stays bent a lot. You're just moving it towards straight. Balance here can also be difficult, so some blocks or something to help hold on to. Maybe you even have a chair in front of you that you can hold on to. Spinning your left heel out towards the left and walking back through center, stepping your feet so that you're back in that wide forward fold, grounding into your heels, drawing all the way up. And then spinning over towards the right, spinning off of your left heel, coming into a high lunge first, slowly taking your knee to the floor, and then working in your legs so that you can come into that deep, low lunge. As deep as works for you. We'll take hands to frame the foot and just take a few breaths, sinking in as much as you can, softening as much as you can, using a slow and steady breath to support you in this pose. And if this is super intense and too much, then you can just back out a little bit. If it's super easy and not enough, then you can go in a little deeper. Gently walking hands back drawing toes back, toes drawing towards your face, knee drawing towards the floor, long spine. Last breath right here. And then again, sliding your heel back, taking your toes, taking your fingertips in front of your toes, tucking your back toes and lifting up. To take this pose is called pyramid pose. Heavy in your torso, softening where you can. This is not an easy pose. Well, meeting it where you are today. And then let's walk hands back over towards the left, coming back into that wide-legged forward fold. Grounding into your heels, slowly drawing yourself all the way up. And releasing hands down alongside your body. Let's move the blanket out of the way, stepping your feet so that they're hip width apart. And with an inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. With an exhale, sweeping your hands behind you to interlace behind your back. And if that is not going to happen, no problem. Grab a dish towel or something else so that you can just hold on. Wherever you are, you're drawing your hands down towards the floor to lift your chest more. Knees stay soft. Let's use an inhale here to lift the chest even more. Bend the knees, use an exhale to fold forward. Then whether you're got your hands clasped or you're holding on to something, trying to take your hands up towards the sky, neck long. Maybe here it feels nice to take a little sway side to side. Maybe you draw one shoulder towards the opposite knee and then the other. We'll release the hands to come to the floor, and then we'll step back into a plank. This time from plank, bending the knees a lot so that you come onto your hands and knees. I'm going to turn to face you. Let's slide the left hand in front of your face. With an inhale, sweep the right arm up and overhead. With an exhale, sweeping your right hand behind your left, bending your left elbow to draw yourself all the way down onto your shoulder. Letting your torso be heavy here, not worrying, not stressing too much about the angle or position of your hips, just getting them where you can settle in comfortably. Taking 3 breaths, sending your breath to the outside upper shoulder, and also to the right side of your neck. Pressing into your left hand, sweeping right arm all the way up again. And then exhale, planting the hands down. We'll use an inhale to take the other side. So left arm reaches for the sky. And then exhale, left hand threads through, coming all the way down onto your left shoulder. Taking some movement, some breath to settle in. And then once you do, finding some weight here. Letting your shoulders be heavy, your upper body be heavy. Side of the head heavy. And we'll press into the right hand to sweep yourself all the way up. Left arm reaches for the sky. And coming onto hands and knees, we'll settle back onto your seat. And then just shifting to one side, let's send the legs long in front of you, knees open wide. We'll bend the right knee in, and we'll use an inhale to sweep the arms up. With an exhale, turning your torso towards your left leg. Inhale here, lengthening, and then with an exhale, folding. Hands come to either side of your leg. Your chest is drawing down towards your torso. Rooted into your right sit bone. This is another one of those stretches that is a little bit less gentle, a little bit of work, but maybe you can make the work more in just accepting where you are today and just breathing and being in the sensations of your body instead of trying to think about how maybe you should look or you should feel. Just being exactly where you are. Walk the hands back up, drawing yourself up to sit. Let's take your left leg and bend that knee and take your foot back behind you so that your legs are in a kind of zigzag shape. We'll take your hands to frame your right knee, and let's use an inhale to puff up and pigeon your chest, and then use an exhale, bending your elbows to melt forward. Flow with the breath. So with an inhale, lifting from the back of your heart, drawing all the way up. With an exhale, folding forward. Let's do one more like that. Inhale to draw up. And then this time with an exhale, walking your hands out and just melting your upper body over your bent right leg. Hopefully here you can find some connection. Maybe you take one balled up fist to land underneath your forehead, or two, or your stacked fists, or your forehead just finds the floor. Taking in some opportunity to just surrender. Upper body is heavy, melting forward. Steady breath. Keep watching where your breath goes. And if you need to, if you feel like it can help, maybe you send your breath to where you feel like you need it most. Hands come to frame the knee, and you press yourself all the way back up. Send the legs long again, giving a little shake out of your legs. We'll bend the left knee in, and then let's use an inhale to sweep the arms up. And an exhale to draw your torso over towards the right. Hands come down to frame the foot. We use an inhale to lengthen, and then use an exhale to fold in. You can close your eyes and take this stretch inward. Meeting yourself wherever you are. 3 more long, slow, steady breaths. Gently press yourself to sit. We'll bend the right knee, creating that zigzag. This is called deer pose. Hands come to frame your left knee. Find that lift, a puff of your chest with an exhale leading from your heart, folding forward. Inhale, floating all the way back up. Exhale, folding. Inhale, drawing up. And then the last time, exhale, floating forward. Hands find wherever they can go to support you the most. Maybe you send your breath into that space of compression of your leg and your belly. Maybe you need your breath more somewhere else. Gently walking yourself back up to a seat. Again, you'll send the legs long. And we'll roll on to backs. Coming down onto your back, let's take the soles of the feet to the floor. And then let's get a little kind of wiggle in your hips, finding, or actually not finding, losing, letting go of any tension, any holding around your sacrum, inner thighs, inner hips. Just getting as jiggly and loose as you can. Awesome. Let's heel toe the feet so that they are mat width apart. Let's take the hands to press gently into your low belly. Keeping that compression on your belly, start to do some really big windshield wipes of your knees from one side to the other, using your hands to just give yourself a little gentle massage of your organs. And then the next time that your knees are fallen over to the left, let's just let them hang out there. You can reach your arms out into a T and start to look over to the right. If you can, keep your right shoulder drawn down, rooted to the mat. If you want to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more stretch, maybe you lift your left foot and hook it onto your right knee. But maybe not. Maybe that's too much for this practice today. When you're in a twist, you get a natural compression of your low belly. So you can use your breath into your belly to help give a little bit more compression to your organs. I'm doing a little bit more toning, a little bit more cleansing in your organs. Knees draw back up through center and over, actually not straight over to the other side. Let's pause in the middle and take active rest pose. So taking the knees to touch while your feet stay mat width apart. Maybe here it can be nice to cactus your arms. Active rest pose is a wonderful pose and one of the only poses that will soften in your psoas muscle, your hip flexor. You can help that along by actively softening as much as you can in your inner hips, in your inner thighs, even in your low belly, pelvic floor. allowing the whole region to just be kind of melty to the right. Again, heavy in your shoulders, heavy in your knees, letting the weight of your body do the work here. Your breath, your work is in your breath. The last active pose that we'll do, maybe you take the most big, longest, fullest breaths that you've done in this whole practice. Maybe that you've done in this whole day. Let's draw the knees back up and hug them both into your chest, picking up head, neck, and shoulders, wrapping your arms around your knees, drawing yourself into a nice tight hug. Let's inhale here into the whole compression of yourself and hold it for a beat. And when you release your exhale, releasing your body, legs reaching long, arms opening alongside, palms up, taking any little movements, little adjustments, so that you can settle fully here into Shavasana. Heavy in your heels, heavy in your knees, heavy in your hips, soft across your belly, soft and light across your lungs. Shoulders are heavy, chest open, weighted in the back of your skull. Staying here, please, as long as you can. Giving yourself as much time as you can take. You don't need to shut this off and run off to something else. You can take 5 minutes. You can take 10 minutes. 4 hours. Stay here as long as you can. Pausing the video so that you don't feel like you need to end when I end. And when you do feel ready to get up and start moving again, take it slow, wiggling fingers and toes first, and maybe circling wrists and ankles. Gentle rock of your head from side to side. Inhale to reach your arms up and overhead, taking a nice long full body stretch. In your own time, rolling to one side and pressing yourself up to find a comfortable seat. And again, that does not have to be a seat cross-legged perfectly on your mat. Finding a chair or any other position that works for you. We'll take hands together at the heart and we'll bow third eye to our fingertips, finding so much gratitude for this body, for this breath, and for this practice of yoga. Thank you so much. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and try out some of the other videos. And as always, so happy to practice with you.